If you're a real estate agent and sending you this video, it's because they're trying to make your transaction as smooth as possible. I'm Natalie with Renaissance Title and Escrow, and to my side here, I have Maxie Long, our staff attorney.
Today, we're going to talk about why deals die in Tennessee. Recently, we had a deal that involved a missing heir. His dad was in the military and had a child with someone else while he was stationed overseas. The seller didn't realize that half-sister his father had was actually an heir of the estate, and as a result was not able to close until we tracked down this missing heir. And in that case, the seller had tried to probate his brother's estate on his own without the assistance of an attorney, and as a result, missed that heir, the half-sister, which created all sorts of problems once it was under contract and reached the title company.
This is fine.
So I think the one takeaway from that is it's never too early to involve your title company or to involve an attorney who's licensed in the state of Tennessee who can advise you regarding the transaction.
We hear it all the time from sellers or buyers, I'm just gonna do it myself, or I can do the same thing, I don't need to hire an attorney. We do not recommend that at all. Like, it is so hard for us to clean up those messes because at the end of the day, attorneys, they go to school for things that we don't understand, and we need to respect that. There's a high level of respect for what they do, and they research things and understand things and interpret things way different than we would as the public. When I hear a seller telling me, well, I'll just do it myself, I don't need an attorney, I die inside. I die a little bit inside. I'm not gonna lie, because I know they're gonna cause issues. They're gonna cause title issues. Whether you're going to file for your own divorce, it's worth getting an attorney to look over. If you're gonna do estate planning, get an attorney. Even me, as a professional in the title industry, I don't make a move without an attorney. For everything, I'm like, hey, Maxie. Even if it doesn't pertain to sometimes what we're doing, I know she's gonna know, or she's gonna know someone that knows. It's super important because there's just so many things that can go wrong. I can't stress it enough. Having an attorney on your side, someone that you can rely on, it's the best thing you can do for yourself and your family. We have so much information out there that allows people to grab documentation that they think they can use to do the same job as an attorney. And sometimes they're taking LLC documents or random quitclaim deeds, or they're doing something they shouldn't be doing by taking this off the Google or off the web. It creates so many issues because what they're grabbing may not pertain to the state of Tennessee, right? So what they're grabbing can be for a different state, has different languages, and they wouldn't know that because they're grabbing it off the internet. So it becomes a problem for us, or it also is a problem because it causes a lot of fraud. I have seen many times Maxie will abstract and pull things, and we find fraudulent quitclaim deeds because someone pulled it off the web, and then they went and the registrar's office recorded it with no notary stamp, no witness, not filled out correctly. It happens way more than you think, and it's really unfortunate because then we have to clean that up.
Well, and I think a lot of times, once you're under contract, the title company is involved. Obviously, you have a closing date set, 30 days out. So we're racing against the clock to clean things up, and oftentimes it simply can't be done. That's not for lack of trying on the title company's part, but there's just things that need to be obtained that can't be obtained in the amount of time that we're given.
As a title company, we've become a little bit like FBI people, where we're investigating, we're looking, we're hunting, we're trying to find people to sign the documents needed, but it also takes our attorneys time to prepare the documents needed to fix the problems on title. And sometimes we have to involve other attorney offices to fix the problem. So now we're relying on a third party outside of us to fix that. So we can't, like she said, 30 days. That's usually what we get, 30, maybe 45 days if we're lucky to close a deal. And so the time is against us. And if there's problems with it, a lot of the time we're relying on other parties to get us what we need, and having to explain ourselves to the list agent, the buyer's agent, the buyer, the seller, and then all the other parties involved just to fix it. So sometimes it's an easy fix and attorneys move fast, and sometimes it's not an easy fix. So it just really depends. We're lucky enough and blessed enough to have Maxie, and she is very quick and she is very responsive. So for us, we get to have very quick turnarounds to be able to find the problems early.
Probate is not the only area where things can get complicated and messy. I mean, we have issues with recent tax sales. If a tax sale has occurred within the last 10 years, there's special requirements, and often we can't close on those unless the owner on title at the time of the tax sale is willing to sign a quitclaim deed to the new owner.
A lot of the time they're deceased, so it becomes an estate issue.
Right.
It's funny you bring that up. We currently have had one where the seller owner of the property was like, I'll just do it myself. I'll do my own quiet title. Because within a tax sale, when you purchase one, it's good to look at doing a quiet title, which we'll get into in a different video. He's gonna do it himself. He doesn't need an attorney. And I was the first one to say, don't do that, please. Whether it's us or someone else, will find you someone, will recommend you somebody, but it gets very complicated when you try to do those kind of things on your own. There's nothing like opening a title company, having an attorney on staff, especially in this area. We're really lucky she took us on and she likes us, I think. So you don't have to have an attorney to open up a title company. Yeah, I would say 50-50 in Knoxville. Would you agree? 50% have attorneys on staff, 50% contract an attorney out of their office. So the laws in Tennessee state you don't have to be an attorney to open up a title company, but it definitely is beneficial to have an attorney that you trust and that you work closely with that'll be responsive and get you what you need.
Every file that comes through our office, I'm reviewing the title search, the commitment, double checking the contract to make sure that the abstractor has searched the correct property, identifying any issues, like if there's been a subsequent subdivision of the property and maybe we have new lot numbers, new parcel IDs, things like that. And also, looking at any probate issues, divorce issues that crop up with any given file. Whether I'm the one doing the search or not, I'm heavily involved in reviewing every file that comes across our desk.
She reviews our LLCs, our trust documents. She's our go-to for who the signer is going to be. I can look at it and I can kind of know, but we rely on her to make that call. Again, interpreting everything is really important, and we're not licensed attorneys. And so for me and my staff, it's really important to rely on Maxie because she has that background. She has the schooling, she did all the work, and she's been doing it for such a long time. She'll see things that we don't see. So it's really important that she gets eyes on it. So by the time it gets to her, there's probably been 3 pairs of eyes on it now. By the time it gets to her, we already have all the questions, and she's reviewing our questions plus looking at all the documents. Knowing the fact that you have a team that's looking at everything, and not only do we make calls, we rely on our attorney, and then our attorney also is well versed enough to understand that there's a lot of liability in this, so she relies on our underwriters, which underwriters have cancel as well. So she actually has relationships with those attorneys that are our underwriters.
One of the things that sets us apart as a title company is just that whenever we get a new file and a new order, we're reviewing it very quickly on the front end to identify any issues that might delay closing. I have a personal experience where I was closing on a mortgage recently, and the title company, it was not Renaissance Title. I was using a different title company.
She cheated on us.
Yeah, basically. But we had clear to close. We were planning to show up that day to sign all of the paperwork, and got a call 10 minutes prior to the scheduled closing time that they had discovered there was an old mortgage that had not been released. And so that's the type of thing that would not happen with us because we're looking at that early and identifying those issues early on.
They called you that
10 minutes prior. We were already on our way.
And that happens a lot, you guys. That's not the first time I've heard this. I hear it all the time. I had a client tell me they were at the table and they were arguing about HOA with the title company. It happens way more. You should not be arguing at the table or hearing things 10 minutes before closing. We try so hard. We're not perfect, but we definitely try hard. And with the help of Maxie, we, like she said, review everything really early on, so that the week that we get the contract or the second week in, you're getting notified. This happened. We actually just had one where an attorney conveyed more than he should have, and the person that conveyed it or owns it now can't convey it back to our current seller because he's passed. So it makes it a little bit more difficult. So we've had to extend the contracts, and unfortunately people want to close, they want a timeline, we're on a timeline. So again, we're really blessed to have that and have the backing and reviewing everything so early on. I can't believe that happened 10 minutes before.
Yeah, legit.
I want to know who.
It was, it was in-house. That's why I didn't use you guys. It was through Y12, or no, what is it called?
Oh, yeah.
They do their closings in-house.
So Maxie just brought up a good point. Your bank may do their closings in-house, and whether it's a credit union, a big bank, they're gonna have their own title company. I learned this as I've done my own HELOCs and done my own things. It's your choice, no matter what, to use who you want to use for title. So you can pick that person. I always pick me when I'm doing anything because I know that my team's gonna take care of it. When I worked at other title companies, I still pushed my banker or whomever I was working with to use that title company. Not because the fees were cheaper or anything like that. I trusted them to get it done. It's really important that you understand that it's always your choice, no matter who it is. It doesn't matter what they tell you. If you wanna use a certain title company, you can. If you're a realtor and you're looking for more information for your buyer or your seller so they understand the process, send them this video.